Alright, guys, I'm just chilling in the hot tub. Welcome to the stream.
We're all just chilling in the hot tub. You know, what's a stream without a little bit? What's a stream? If you're not streaming from the hot tub, listen.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Get back out there and
What
hot
are you,
tub.
what are you doing?
Real Twitch stream amateur move is what that is.
Yeah, you gotta get the gamer chair, you gotta put it in the hot tub.
Put it in the hot tub.
You gotta stream from the hot tub.
Get your Mountain Dew gamer fuel. Because the thing is, here's the thing.
I got it.
A lot of people think the Mountain Dew gamer fuel is a drink best enjoyed cold. But really, I mean, it's really like you got to really unlock the potential of the gamer fuel. You got to get that at least heated. You got to keep that up.
You gotta keep them floating in the hot tub.
I don't want
spices.
No, you got to get that hot gamer fuel. That's how you really unlock the electrolytes that are going to power you through, poning those noobs.
Yeah. You get it, mysterious friends. Welcome, everybody, to the new show, the hit new show, Top of the Table. I am Action Shakespeare, and we're doing a little... Normally we play the video games, and now we're playing the tabletop games, and that about sums it up. With me, as usual, is Public Opinion.
Hello.
B-Drops.
Hello.
Wordsy.
Hi.
And our special guest, host of the Party of One podcast and creator of the game we are about to play, Jeff Stormer.
Hi, everybody. I'm just chilling here in my hot tub.
Yeah.
In a suit.
In a suit. You can't see it.
You can't see it. I wasn't like I said before we went on. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be on camera, and I did decide I needed to put on a full suit, or at least half of a suit. Because let's be honest, I'm not. I've been in enough Zoom meetings in the last 2 weeks that I know that I don't really gotta worry from the waist down. This is the Wild West here.
Oh yeah. I don't gotta wear anything at all. I'm not on camera.
Well, yeah, and now I know, and I feel like a fool. But I'm a good-looking fool. That's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Anyways, so I will basically hand it off to Jeff here as he introduces the game we are going to play and then proceeds to DM it.
Yeah, let's do it. So today we are playing a game that I wrote and kickstarted back in October of 2018 that is got almost fulfilled. I mean, I guess this is the Twitch stream where I say that I guess the books are with fulfillment, which is not something that I ever expected at this point, but
we got premieres.
I know, you got the hot scoops. We are playing Mission Accomplished. I saluted when I said that because there's a salute in the title, even though I'm not 100% sure how you put that in text. Mission Accomplished is a role-playing game of super spies and office meetings. The premise is you are a team of James Bond-esque super spies and secret agents who have just returned from saving the world. You did it. You beat the bad guys. You stopped the apocalypse. Congratulations. Mission accomplished.
Yay!
Now it is time for the hardest part of the job, which is meeting back up with management for a debriefing session to go over what went right, what went wrong, who is getting that sweet, sweet corner office promotion with the floor-to-ceiling windows, and who is ending today with a bullet in their brain. Or black-bagged and sent off to Siberia. We tend to keep the details a little vague, but it's not good.
No pressure.
Much more nervous.
No pressure, everybody.
No pressure, no pressure. Look, we're a family. Really, we here are a family. And so I want us all. We're coworkers, but we're really more like a family, and I really want us to feel that for each other. I think it's important that we care about each other. So specifically for this session, we are playing one of the special missions from the book. We are playing Vanguards Against the Shadow. The setting in a nutshell is welcome to the Vanguards, kid. The Vanguards are the elite supernatural investigations wing of the United Nations Department of High Risk Operations. That is the Hero Department. They are the organization that doesn't just push back at the shadows. They live in the shadows. We let the shadows consume us, and we use the shadows to keep the world safe. They are supernaturally powerful beings of the night, in addition to just being secret agents, you are all monsters. Vampires, mummies, blood wizards, cursed to never to die. You know, that type of thing. So that's the deal in a nutshell. The mission that we are investigating today is Dr. Kal Brutana, a vampire super scientist, has successfully injected a vampire with werewolf blood, making a super soldier capable of tearing apart targets, mundane and supernatural alike. Worse, it seems that he's been abducting people throughout Shadow City and using them as training dummies in an underground fighting league. The vampires cannot be allowed to have this kind of weapon, which is why we are needed to destroy it. Our objective, which was technically accomplished just before we started this assignment, was infiltrate the underground fighting league and kill the were vampire.
Oh.
Hey, and guess what? We did it. Congratulations. Were vampire is dead. The world is safe. The vampire conspiracy is kept under wraps. The vanguards were successful. Everybody, take a moment and feel really good about yourself.
Whew.
I want everybody to take a moment and feel really, really great.
I worked really hard on this.
Yeah, I did a lot.
Another
We
victory.
did. We brought it home. But along the way, as we were navigating this successful assignment, some things went wrong. These might be very large things. These might be very small things. Some things went haywire. And that is why you have all been called into a conference room. It is 9 a.m. on a Saturday. I know technically you're supposed to be on your weekend, but we figured it's better to get these things sorted out sooner than later.
I left
And,
the
you
hot
know,
tub for this.
I know you left the hot tub. We did have to call you into the office. It's just really important. It's really important that we sort this out sooner than later. So you're here in a cramped office, in a cramped room. All of you have something going on later today that you need to get to, that this meeting is taking a very long time for. And so what we need to do first, before we meet our agents, we need to know what went wrong. So I am going to pop onto, let me see if I have the document, which I believe I do, so I can share it out with the group. I'm certain it's in here. There it is. I'm going to share with everybody, first and foremost, a mission dossier, which includes some objectives, some characters, some locations. You're going to use these to dictate what went wrong in the assignment. This can be something very, very large. This can be as large as there is now a vampire or zombie apocalypse. This can also be as small as the one that I'm going to say happened, which is somebody tweeted about the existence of vampires. It's now a trending hashtag. We don't know why, but people caught on, and now there's people, you know, TikTok is going crazy with vampire videos. A lot of kids are really latching onto it, and frankly, that's kind of making a PR nightmare for our marketing team. They've had to respond to a lot of tweets with "No, vampires are not real," which that takes a toll on the marketing team. Come on, seriously, let's just be considerate of the marketing team and let them do their thing. I don't know if it's obvious or not that I work in a marketing team.
I thought you were our head of operations. Is that your
I
cover?
am now. I am, but there's been some organizational changes. Some positions have been merged. The head of elite operations has also been merged with the head of marketing.
The most weird operation of all.
I'm wearing a lot of hats right now, and frankly, I'm a little bit
And no
overwhelmed.
pants.
And no pants. I'm hanging out in the hot tub. It's fine. Mission Control is Skyping into this meeting, despite the fact that you're all in the room.
I don't think you heard. I don't know if you heard, agents. But there's a quarantine.
Yeah, it's important that we got you all here and made sure that we were holding you all accountable. But I mean, I'm not risking myself trying to be in an office right now. There's a vampirism epidemic happening worldwide. Frankly, it's important that we keep our distance, lest we be bitten by vampires.
I don't want to get bitten by vampires.
So I'm going to ask each of you on as I write down that someone tweeted about vampires. What's something else that went wrong during the assignment?
Uh,
And now we all think.
Blood Moon.
Oh shit!
Oh god.
It basically, the moon went red and it began to rain blood, so the vampires and the werewolves were just going nuts.
Yep, sure. And that's direct. Like, here's the thing: we tend to. You were all informed about the Blood Moon Protocol. You were all given that YouTube. We sent you that Vimeo video link. That was for internal use only. That was just so you knew about it. That was an FYI. We did not anticipate you would be using that on the field. Kind of seemed like a bit of a waste of resources. Seemed like it maybe escalated the threat. Kind of want to know who's responsible for that. We'll get to that during the debriefing.
All right.
hmm.
Just looking over the dossier real quick.
Yeah, same. Let's see.
Looking for more things that went wrong.
Yes.
Burned down a Hot Topic.
Hot Topic was burned down. That's
Oh no.
the people at Hot Topic have been very loyal sponsors of the Vanguards. There's a reason that we're all wearing Hot Topic clothing.
Normal's
It's a real
ju-
tragedy. Caught in the crossfire.
Normal's just sitting on a washing machine, man. Thanks, Hot Topic.
Really they're holding us responsible, and frankly, I need to know. They want a name, frankly, and I have to be the one to hand them that name. So I'm gonna have to sort that out during the assignment, during the debriefing session. Now, granted, I do know that the fighting ring was inside of a Hot Topic, so I mean, I understand how it could have happened, but we still have to hold someone responsible. That's
There's
called
so
accountability.
so much unused space in shopping malls these days. They're rife with underground fighting rings.
It's the majority of them do happen inside of shopping malls.
God, you should see the Spencer's gift. It's fuck up. Man, I should have said that sentence better. Anyways.
I've seen some things inside of a Spencer's even before they
just-
became a hotbed of underground fighting rings.
It just ruined my ability to talk just thinking about it.
It's upsetting. It's viscerally upsetting.
Yeah, just ugh.
And
right in the
also there
soul.
are fighting rings.
All right. Somebody snuck a dose of the wear serum.
Snuck it out or used it?
Used it, like sampled it.
Got it.
A non-target sampled the werewolf serum.
Don't love that. I mean, that was, as long as it was consumed, it's not the worst scenario, but we did ask that it was handled with caution. It was a powerful and dangerous formula made up of half werewolf blood and half illegal steroids. Honestly, we're more worried about the steroids because, come on, guys, your body's a temple.
It's true.
And inside this temple is full of steroids.
It's now full of steroids.
Ooh, I'm having a hard time finding a justification. All I'm trying to do is compound on the current problems.
You can.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if you want to compound a problem, we can amp these problems up, and that can be
It's true.
that's where you want to go with it.
Okay. Well, lately the weather's been incredibly overcast. The current economic situation of most household families doesn't really support the jewelry market, and geez, I'm assuming the world's pretty not great these past couple days based on this horrible epidemic. I don't know if any stores are really looking okay.
I'm gonna write down vampirism epidemic.
The epidemic of vampires.
Vampire epidemic. It's not fun. It's not good. It's really impacting a lot of things.
You know what sucks?
And frankly,
Is
I'm
that
against it.
during this epidemic, the only store I've been able to get to consistently was Spencer's.
It's because of the incense. It's a lot of it's the incense tends to keep them away. You don't realize how much garlic is inside the standard burning incense stick.
And just Spencer's gifts in general.
Also, yeah, it's just generally people don't want to go
If you
inside of a
if you
Spencer's.
cut anything open, it's full of garlic.
It's true. I bought it's true. I did buy a mug that was like a plumber, and then you squeeze the thing and he turns over and his pants fall down and you see his butt full of garlic. Just stuffed full of garlic.
So much garlic.
There might be a smuggling ring.
I
That was
feel
my
like-
plan to combat the vampire menace. Spencer's garlic. It's working beautifully.
Do you guys did you you may not know this, but garlic, #1 ingredient in blacklight posters.
Well,
Yeah, that blacklight paint, mainly garlic.
No wonder they smell so good.
Tastes good too.
Crunch.
T-shirts that say "Keep smiling, I'll do a trick," usually made with garlic. Now you've
This
lost me.
explains so much.
You've lost me. I'm gone.
You were
I'm
lost in the sauce, the garlic sauce.
I'm falling down a rabbit hole of just thinking about things I would find in a Spencer's. Frankly,
surprisingly, way more garlic than anybody ever thought.
It's the only place we can go to, so it's kind of,
yeah, right. It's
you gotta itemize now.
all right. So we've got what went wrong. Now it's time to meet the agents that I guess are responsible for what went wrong. Now it's time to meet your agents, meet the people that saved the world. I'm going to ask each of you for hold on. This is me not stalling for time as I open up my own game and remind myself of the rules of my own game.
Definitely not.
I'm going to ask you for a few things. I'm going to ask you for your agent's name, your pronouns, your specialty, the role you served on the mission, why you were here, whether you are a sniper, an intelligence expert, an intern on a ride along, the accountant, sanitation committee. I'm going to ask you for like the role you served on the mission, why you were hired, why you are part of an elite organization. I'm also going to ask you for your contribution to the assignment because, like I said, we did destroy the were serum. That was blown up. The were vampire was killed. You played a part in that. I'm going to ask you for what you did to contribute to that primary objective. I'm going to ask you for the way in which you are a horrifying creature of the night, whether you are a vampire, mummy, blood wizard, cursed never to die, etc. And then I'm going to ask you for a fun fact because, like I said, we're not just coworkers. We're really more of a family, and we want to get to know you as a person, not just as a monster of the night that has been conscripted into a government warfare engine. We want to know you as a person. You know, it's something fun, a hobby, a quirk, a professional achievement. What makes you you?
Okay. Who do we start with?
Whoever wants to go first.
Well, well, I'm glad I could be here again, out of the hot tub. Agent Max Storms, maximum full name, reporting to the meeting. So our name, what we did, and like who we are to the organization, right?
Yes.
Okay. Max killed Dr. Carl Brutana.
Okay.
Max is a siren. His voice lets like kind of ensorcels people and confuses them. So he
Sure.
used that to get close to the doctor and do the deed.
Mm. And what about a fun fact? What's Max do for fun?
Curling.
curling? Great.
Mhm.
Love it.
All right.
Here's the thing, Max. We really appreciate you, Prince, you being the principal organizer of the Hero Department Vanguard's curling team. We really appreciate that you put that together. So I'm going to give you a commendation dice for your efforts. Commendation dice are good. They are what help our algorithmic assessment protocol, our app. They're going to help our app determine who is the most likely to get a promotion. Obviously, as you know, we have had some organizational changes, which means there is a corner office available to one of you coming out of this meeting. It's got the company credit card, the company car, the parking space. I know you've been eyeing that parking space. You want to collect as many commendation dice as possible.
Okay. Combination blue.
Go ahead and grab one of these blue dice here, these commendation dice.
All right. I thought everybody would like to enjoy some curling.
You know what? We appreciate that we appreciate you organizing the curling team. We know that you're the only member, but we appreciate that.
Very thoughtful.
Uh,
I suppose I should just keep going down the line here.
Yeah.
Agent Stanley is not technically a super spy. He is an administrative assistant for the company who is asked to take on additional roles due to understaffing.
Yep.
Though he's not too terrible at the job given to his innate ability to sort of be he's a very beige man, basically.
Finally, the representation.
I've never been more beige in my life.
It was Stanley's job to recover the research. As an administrative assistant, he's very adept at searching through any sort of data and collecting whatever he needs on the missions.
And what's a fun fact about Stanley? What makes Stanley? What's Stanley like after hours?
Fun fact about Stanley: his favorite drink is tepid water, and he's always asleep by 10.
I love Stanley.
I don't love that. I don't love that I am Stanley. I don't like it. But I have to live with that.
I can't believe I'm in this picture.
Yeah, I'm in this picture. I do not like it. Nonetheless, Stanley, I am going to give you a commendation dice. Thank you so much for your work. We appreciate you organizing the happy hour. We appreciate you. You know, look. The escape rooms were a great idea. We really appreciate that. Take one of these blue dice.
All right. Moving down the line. I'm Jamie Tulip, and I'm the 4th greatest wizard.
Oh, well.
That is my fun fact. I contributed. My title is what was it? Hygienic assistant. They said they needed a cleaner, so you know, I applied for the job.
We did. We appreciate you being here.
I contributed by destroying all the evidence, and I figured it was a pretty good way to do that. Was just douse everything in gasoline and throw a fireball.
Yeah, right. Look, we don't ask for specifics. We just ask for results.
Yeah, it seemed pretty good.
Well, and hey, listen, Jamie, I want you to know this is from all of us. You may be the 4th greatest wizard on Earth, but you're the 1st greatest wizard in this room right now.
Oh, thanks.
Why don't you take a commendation dice?
I might not be. They kind of like to be invisible and stuff.
That's fair. To the best of our knowledge, you're the greatest wizard in this room right now. Grab one of these blue dice.
Okay.
All right, I Dr. Henry Harold Harrington, Dr. H, they call me. The organization's dark scientist, you
Yeah,
know?
right. Yeah.
And I contributed to the mission by proving the superiority of my science over Dr. Calbrutana by juicing up Stanley so he was able to kill the were-vampire in single combat.
We did notice that Stanley seems to have an unquenchable thirst for blood and violence in his eyes lately. We just kind of, figured that was sort of some things were going on in Stanley's life. We tried to keep a respectable distance.
They'll pass. Eventually, probably.
What's a fun fact about Dr. H?
I'm way into zine culture.
Great.
Yeah. Take this trifold about the Hopkinsville Goblin.
Great. Love it. Please take a commendation dice. That's we got your self-published small press comic about having an office job. Thought it was hilarious. Just sort of your day-to-day observations. Thought they were very clever. We appreciate you putting them in the employee newsletter.
Well, happy to spice it up.
On a related note, we appreciate you launching an employee newsletter, but we kind of do wish that it had content other than your observational comics. That's something to visit in future months.
Well, the submissions are open.
Noted. We did send several submissions that did not seem to be accepted in lieu of observational comics, but
We have very high standards.
That's fair. That's fair. So now comes the most important part of any meeting, and that is anonymous team feedback. You see, I want you to look to your left and look to your right. The agent, mind you, again, I'm calling in from Skype from the hot tub, so I'm not in the room. Either the agent to your left or your right did something to really contribute to the success of the assignment. I was hugely important in succeeding in accomplishing secondary objectives in helping you survive. Either the person to your left or your right really came in in the clutch and helped save the day. The other person did not do so much. They did something to really gum up the works, really make things worse, added to the difficulty of the day. So you're going to anonymously message me 2 pieces of information. You're going to tell me you're going to pick either the agent to your left or your right, and you're going to tell me what that agent did well, and then you're going to pick the other agent, you're going to pick the opposite agent, and you're going to tell me what they did poorly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're going to message me directly. These are, of course, top secret. These are, of course, extremely important that you keep these secret. We respect your privacy and your confidentiality in this matter. We appreciate your cooperation.
Which means me on the stream should probably not actually do it in engine. One moment.
All right. So I'll just, in the interest of having them all compiled, I'll just DM them to you.
That works.
Let's see here. All right. I am.
This is my as the person who always plays mission control. This is my favorite part of the game because I just get to see all of the things come in and I get to just enjoy them all at once.
Oh. Huh, there we go.
And get some. Just realized we've been doing this in silence. And get some background ambience
All,
going.
all the click clack typing wasn't enough.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna look up some of that spy music ambience.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right. I played GoldenEye once upon a time. I'm young and hip.
I've spent the past couple days filming a spy movie.
So it's a spy movie now?
It's a lot of things have been added to the script.
Real mission creep.
It's gotten really, really intense.
All right, so I'm going to take a minute and sort through these to kind of get them into a chronological order. While I do that, feel free to take a coffee break. Feel free to enjoy yourselves. We do ask per mission protocol. I am going to open the book and read this exactly because it is extremely important. I can't really emphasize this enough. How important this rule is. Agents should not, under any circumstances, use this time to plan betrayals, form secret alliances, devise strategy, or attempt to intimidate their peers. This would be a serious breach of ethics and is frowned upon by Hero Department senior leadership. That said, Mission Control is distracted and we wouldn't notice if anything like that happened. So if you'll excuse me for just a minute.
Hey,
Real
Dr.
shame
H.
that you burned down that hot topic, Jamie, with the fireball.
Yeah, want to form a secret alliance?
Hey, Stanley.
How can I help you?
Hey, listen, bud. I know that this meeting is looking a little, let's see, more intense than I think you might be you normally used to. But I just wanted to say, don't worry, bud. We stick together in this. Control can't do anything to us. We're good. I'll get you a tepid water after this.
That does sound great, friend.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
just taking some notes. Don't mind me.
Control.
They're not about you talking about taking over control. It's cool.
What? wait, hold
What?
on.
I'm just writing things.
Jamie, you want to join us for a tepid water?
I mean, I could.
If you want.
It's up to me. I don't know. I'm just, I try to drink my water as Luke tepid.
Frankly, if you're not drinking your water lukewarm, amateurs.
Look, we can't all afford the hot tub.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you need this promotion. That's why it's.
I got
do well
kids
in
to
this
feed. I
meeting.
need this job.
I need it so bad. Listen, guys. I know a lot of stuff happened on that mission, but we really need to consider possibly.
I'm still on payroll as an administrative assistant, but maybe if I get higher remarks after this mission, I could get a raise.
It'd be cool not to be a janitor.
It'd be cool to get an office.
I mean, like,
Then I could.
it's what I applied for, but, what if?
Okay, so I have arranged your anonymous reports. So thank you all for joining us. I know that it's a Saturday morning. I know that you're in an office, which is a violation of, several government agencies' specific protocols. We appreciate you doing that, because here's the thing. We answer to the real law, which is the law of the shadows. That said, we do ask that after this meeting, you return to your home offices and we pick up with our e-commuting schedule. We do expect to see you online at 9 a.m. That's 9 a.m. exactly, max. Mr. 905.
Super unprofessional.
That's it's 9 a.m. like Eastern. Pacific?
Greenwich Mean Time, actually. It's Greenwich Mean Time.
Okay.
You know, when
Works
the
for me.
shadows are out.
We look. It's we rise with the sun at the point in which the sun rises in the world, which is Greenwich Mean Time. Technically, I believe that is 3 a.m. our time.
All hail the British Empire.
9 a.m. EST is in fact 5 a.m., but you know it's fine. 5 a.m. Eastern.
The sun never rises on the Empire of the Shadows, as they
True.
say.
See that? That's. You know what? Why don't you take a commendation dice? That's
Whoa.
really understanding the. Thank you for understanding the rules of engagement, so to speak. Thank you for paying attention. So we're gonna real quickly kind of run through all of what happened and try to get your perspective. Obviously, mission control was not there, and so I need to make sure that I understand everything before I go to my superiors. You understand? I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to make sure that I can give our leadership the best picture that they can receive to make sure that you are all protected. You understand that, right? You all, great. Let's start with Stanley. Stanley,
Yes.
we appreciate that. I'm gonna drop these into the Discord so everybody can see them as they're out, since I like everybody being exposed to them. Because I don't think there's a way to do index cards or drop text into the board. Is there?
You could write it onto the board.
And that's
but-
what I will do.
Yeah,
There we go.
like that.
Whoa.
Woo! We all gotta flip over a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do. Yeah, I'll figure out where best to drop it and then try to
Oh,
adjust it. Font size increase. There we go. Now, how do can I move
I don't
it?
know how to move text.
I don't believe you
yeah,
can.
That's
Well,
yeah. Perhaps
well-
perhaps the Discord would be.
Discord's probably the best option then. I was
Yeah,
totally
Shakes
creative.
could Shakes could paste it into the notebook so the people on the stream can see it.
That makes all right. That works. That works. That works
Yeah,
perfectly.
that works fine.
Stanley, we appreciate that you helped cause the initial distraction that got everyone into the fighting pits and brought all relevant mission gadgets. My question is, as you know, one of the 7 habits of highly effective Black Ops agents is inventory management. So my question is, why did you bring along unsanctioned equipment? Your standard issue survival kit should have been plenty. Can you explain why you felt like violating mission protocol and bringing along your own gadgets? Because that seems like perhaps a waste of resources.
Well, you see, my grandmother always taught me it was best to come prepared for anything in life, and the reason I brought my own gadgets was not just for the sake of the mission, but for the sake of my daily life. These are just the things I carry with me everywhere I go.
So you carry with you a crossbow that was blessed by the Vatican? Is that correct?
I do. It was a souvenir.
From the
okay.
Vatican?
Yes.
All right.
Have you never been to the Vatican?
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't risk a really valuable thing like that in a hot topic, but you know, whatever.
Okay, well, you know what? First off, that's poor team spirit. I'm going to ask you to take a citation dice. Citation dice are really, really bad. Even one citation dice can destroy your ability to rise above and succeed, or it can do literally nothing. It's hard to tell. Apps are complicated. Stanley?
Yes.
We appreciate your attempts to better yourself. We appreciate you. We appreciate you sharing your insights from your trip to the Vatican. I'm going to give you a personal development commendation dice. Take a commendation dice. Way to go. See, you see what Stanley's doing, everybody. I really want to emphasize this. Stanley is investing in Stanley, and that's really important. That's. And I really want everybody to keep it to think about that.
I'll show the slideshow at the next Christmas party.
We Stanley, you know what? We love your slideshows. I'm gonna give you another commendation dice. We love them. That's see that, and again, I want everybody to see this. Stanley's thinking of the whole team. Stanley is bringing Stanley's experiences to the whole team. I just shared a document with you, with all of our agents, which are the 7 habits of highly effective Black Ops agents. These are the values that the hero department and therefore the vanguards like to instill in our agents. These are the key things that really differentiate us from the monsters in the shadows. Things like a commitment to excellence, efficiency, team spirit, a personal development, respect for authority, inventory management, and fiscal responsibility. These are what you're going to be judged on over the course of this debriefing session.
As always, of course.
Thank you. You know what? Hey, thank you for that. Thank you for supporting management in this. Take a commendation dice. See that? That's a respect for authority. We appreciate that.
Shakes, you might want to generate some more dice.
I might.
I feel like they might be coming fast and loose.
Oh, they do. They fly.
Yeah, who only brought this many dice? I need way more dice than this.
Mysterious
Well-
overlords.
Well,
Or
proper
is there not to
dice-
question why?
Proper dice distribution is really all of our responsibilities. I'm gonna ask you to take a citation dice trying to throw your teammates under the bus. That's poor team spirit.
Whoa.
I cast summon dice.
Good job, Jamie.
That's great team spirit. Take a commendation dice.
Thank you.
Jamie, that's great use of magic. That's a commitment to excellence. Take yourself a commendation dice.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to the meeting. Let's talk to Dr. H. I have to ask you a question. I do have a report here, and again, we're not trying to point fingers. I do have a report that while demonstrating your prowess, you actually made more evidence. Now, I just want to ask. This doesn't have anything to do with the blood moon that was summoned that has caused an endless torrent of blood rain for the past 3 days, right? Like, these things aren't related, right?
No. See, before Stanley was willing to take the serum, I needed to prove that it worked. So, I found a local vampire and demonstrated the efficacy of both my serum and my counter serum. While yes, that alleyway did get dirty, it was in no way identifiable as anything that had been alive or undead.
Now, when you say your counter serum, shouldn't it really be the company's counter serum?
Yes, yeah, Dr. H.
There's a counter serum.
You holding?
Stanley, were you not aware that there was a counter serum?
I cannot fit in my cubicle anymore. I'm not aware of this.
Listen,
I wonder what else he's
You do
holding
seem to be
back.
growing larger by the minute. It's frankly terrifying.
On the
The counter-
plus side, I can run to work faster than I can drive to work.
the counter serum is less an antidote for the recipient and more a safeguard. You don't want the counter serum. You saw what happened in that alley. You'd be able to fit back in your cubicle, but you'd also be able to fit in like a trash bag or a mop bucket.
To
Hey,
be fair, I could fit into both of those things before.
Now, it really sounds
Stanley
like
is really small.
I just want to really emphasize this is probably a conversation that should have happened on the field. I'm gonna have to give you both a citation dice for poor team spirit. You really need to be communicating as a team.
Right.
Just need one right now. Well,
Now that does bring us to the issue of the blood moon. Can anybody explain why the blood moon protocol was activated and why just it's been a torrential downpour of just pure blood. It's viscous and sticky and really like feeling it on your skin. You feel just. Does anybody else just hear screams? Or is that just me? Because I'm just
The
really
blood
just
moon.
like
Like now,
cacophony
or-
of screams.
yeah, the blood moon was that was triggered by Dr. Calbrutana's research labs. They had some in progress, you know, demi magic, magic technology setups that received enough etheric vibrations to activate, and it interacted. Just damnedest coincidence with the moon. Really, just bad luck.
So, Jamie, that kind of sounds like your department as the fourth greatest wizard. It kind of sounds like magic. You should have been able to counter that. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I was not receiving reports on any further Magitech tampering. I know my field is my field's janitorial, but as a hobby, I am the fourth greatest wizard, so I do delve into this stuff a lot. That's kind of like, you know how when people like try to like kind of mod their cars and they think they
Sure.
know what they're doing and they're like, yeah, I can use a part that's like a year older or a year newer. And it's like it should be fine. That was basically what was happening in our own department. Dr. H is way too modern for the dude for what was his name? Professor Carl Brutana, thank you.
Yes,
Carl
no problem.
Carl Brutana is the dude's ancient and his tech is just as ancient, and that was not taken into consideration when certain combinations were applied.
Now, I am gonna give you a commendation dice for a commitment to excellence. Thank you for not only knowing your job, but also really bringing your hobbies in, bringing yourself into work. That's personal development. So take a commendation dice. I am gonna have to cite you for poor team spirit, though. We try to. I think you could have phrased that a little more constructively. That felt a little bit like you were perhaps trying to throw Dr. H under a bus, and we're not really about that here. Like I said, we're really more of a family. So I'm going to ask you to take a citation dice as well.
Sorry, Dr. H. I
Oh,
come
don't
across
mention
as a little weird.
How do you accept?
I know how wizards are.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
That felt insensitive.
A little bit. A
They've
little bit.
got their own ways. I've learned to accept it.
No, it's nothing I don't hear. Every day of my life.
Okay. See, Max and Stanley, I want you to take a note. I want you to see what just happened here. I want you to see how they came together and they accepted each other as equals. Jamie, Dr. H, take a commendation dice.
Oh, okay. This is the type of stuff I need to learn for when I apply for a leadership role, because I want to be able to spot that type of thing and really bring it out of people.
Okay, you know what? No one likes to suck up.
Maybe we should all go out for that tepid water as a team building bonding activity.
Yeah,
Now,
maybe.
I do want to.
Should probably get you fixed first.
I would really recommend that. Frankly,
I've got some things in the works that should shrink you.
I look
I-
forward to those developments.
I do as well. Frankly, I know I'm at home. I know I'm in the hot tub, but I'm looking at Stanley and feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I'm watching Stanley bend a steel bar with his hand. It's frankly a little upsetting. So
Man, if you could see it,
Impressive though, isn't it?
it's not. I can't say it's not impressive.
if you could see this dude's aura, oh man, that hot tub would be cold.
See, I thought that was a stress ball.
I mean, it is. The hot tub is cold because the amount of blood rain pouring into it is really killing the hot in the tub. Max, my next question is for you. I have a report here that you composed and performed Stanley's entrance music for the underground pit fight, and that it was, and I quote, a real club bang.
Oh my god.
Can you explain how you found the time to do this on the mission? Because that sounds like a little bit of an inefficiency.
Well, that's just the thing. I actually had completed my task ahead of schedule, so I had enough time to compose a bit of music so that when Stanley entered the ring, the whole crowd could hear, you know, because it was the final countdown. It was many layers. I I wanted to provide Stanley not only like the gravitas when they entered, but I had actually hidden in there a coded message to Stanley to let him know that I had taken care of the doctor before this.
Stanley, did you feel properly represented by the club banger theme? Did you feel like that represented your aura as a fighter?
I did feel unusually empowered.
Well, Max, I am going to give you a citation for efficiency because, frankly, you know, we give you a schedule. We expect you to stick to that schedule. The reason that we allot the time that we allot to our assignments is so to make sure that you're doing the job right and you're being thorough. If you're finishing with that much time to sit around, that kind of sounds like maybe you're cutting corners. So we're going to give you that citation. I am going to give you a commentation for team spirit, though, because of that glowing endorsement from Stanley.
Fair enough. I just wanted to see if I could, if I finished ahead of time, maybe we wouldn't use as many resources on the mission. I was just trying to cut back on costs, little going over on a couple missions, so wanted to see if I could help out any way I could.
We were receiving a pretty good amount of advisement from the agent on the field, and they kind of got a little, into the pit fighting scenario, kind of, former careers and all that.
Sure, of course. I guess my question, Jamie, a question for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting into things, I do have a report that during a mission critical time, assumedly while the pit fight was happening, you were distracted getting into a social media slap fight with the 5th best wizard about let me read this note. Wizard rankings? Could you speak to that?
Yeah. Let me copy this notepad.
This doesn't have to have anything. This doesn't, and I'm asking because, of course, as you know, someone did tweet about the existence of vampires, and now hashtag vampires are real is the number 7 trend in the world. It's in the top 10. It's in the top 10 trends.
Oh man,
Jamie,
it went down to 7 already.
It's been hanging around between 5 and 7 for the last couple days.
All right, that's not. I am optimistic about damage control then because, oh boy, I've seen those numbers. Yeah, wizard rankings. Let me tell you about wizard rankings.
Please.
When wizards get into a bit of a rank up competition, some of them want to really get their hooks in and start making names for themselves, and that's got to be at the expense. And I was trying to really just play it cool, because I was on a mission, and I know if that wizard really wanted to show their stuff, they would have to interrupt the operation, and that would be no bueno. So I had to really just kind of distract them with just a lot of fluff and a lot of hashtags and hate and directing some of my followers. I got about 69 followers, and it's good to redirect them at people. It's really nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, I am going to give you a citation dice because I feel like it's a lack of personal development on your part. It feels like you were picking a fight with the 5th best wizard. Why aren't you picking a fight with the 3rd best wizard? Why are you defending your spot? You need to be climbing for the next spot. We're not invested. We're not trying to stay in place, Jamie. We're an organization that's looking to move ahead.
Oh yeah.
We need you to be going after number 3.
Absolutely. I was like I said, it was damage control at the time of a mission. I definitely seek to pursue my goals as towards a 3rd greatest wizard once we get all this cleaned up and make sure the job's done.
Understandable. Take that citation dice, but I'd like to see where you're going with that. If I can help in any way, you let me know. As you know, I am 6th best wizard.
Well, I might need a couple frogs.
I will see what I can do.
If they're growing in your hot tub because of the blood moon, all the better.
I will absolutely see what I can do. Um,
All right, thank you.
Dr. H,
Mm-hmm.
I have here a report again. As the fight was going on, I have here a report that you wasted a lot of time copying and collecting several documents in the research lab for your zine articles. Did you properly file those? Are those in the system? Because I feel like we should have those records.
Oh, they're going in the newsletter. Coming out tomorrow.
Okay, so you didn't file them in the system. You're filing them in the newsletter.
Well, it's hard to categorize such ancient documents. This way, everyone will get their be able to glean the relevant info for their own position from it. It's a bit.
It's in a bite-sized top 10.
I really felt that this is the best way to present the information to make sure that everyone will be able to properly, understand what we need to from Cala Brutana's research.
Right. In the newsletter, not the research team. Gonna have to give
Well,
you
as
a cite.
the-
I'm gonna give you a citation, but I'm also gonna give you a commendation because I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you, I got a sneak peek of the comic section. Very funny. Some very witty observations about those research documents.
Did you check out number 5?
I did not.
You're
I saw
not
number
gonna.
3.
You're not gonna believe number 5.
I'm pretty excited. I
I
gotta
do
be
have
on.
a quick question.
Yeah,
Will those zines be resistant to the blood rain?
that's a really good question.
Oh. What
Great
kind of
question.
paper are they made out of?
Take a commendation dice for that. That's a really great attention to detail.
Well, just kind of standard A4, but as long as you don't take them, as long as you take precautions and you leave the building, you definitely do need to take precautions and you take them out of the building, though.
Yeah, as long as
Some
they're
of
not
these sigils
A5.
should not be exposed to the blood rain.
Yeah, as long as the paper's not
There is a
A5.
disclaimer on the front of the zine about blood, as always.
A5 will spontaneously combust in the blood rain.
We in the administrative department have access to good laminating equipment if you are in need of
That's-
anything like that.
Whoa.
That's great. That's great team spirit. Take the commendation dice for that, Stanley.
Oh,
That's
Do you
really.
think we can afford to laminate a whole run of zines?
I'm sorry. Are you an accountant?
I'm just, I always try and be thrifty with my DIY projects.
You know what? That's really an accounting decision. That's not really. That sounds like you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. Take a citation dice. That's personal development. We shouldn't be asking. We shouldn't be asking. Is a budget going to hold us back? We should be asking, do we have the budget to do this? Not, is our budget going to stop us from doing this?
The one
That's
time
how
I asked
great
if
ideas
I
get killed.
should instead of I could.
You asked if you should and not what you could. Take a commendation dice. Thank you for at least hearing what I'm saying, but I need you to internalize it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to talk to Stanley for a moment. Stanley, we know that you were snuck a dose of the wear serum. We know that you were turned into some sort of nightmare creature. Frankly, your veins seem to be bulging and pulsating in a way that really seems to indicate murderous intent. But also, I know you, Stanley. I know you. So I want to ask, who gave you the serum? I know you didn't take it. Who snuck it to you? It's okay. It's okay. This isn't throwing anyone under the bus.
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I felt that Dr. H's augmentations were not giving me quite everything that I needed, and I did not want to criticize his work that I did not understand, so I took it upon myself to give myself an additional boost.
And
I'm
you
gonna give-
didn't explode. Nice.
Fascinating.
Now, see again, Jamie, Max, you see that? That was a great. You see that Stanley held Dr. H accountable. Stanley took initiative. Dr. H didn't resent that, didn't hold that against them. That was great team spirit. Both of you take a commendation dice. Stanley, do take a citation though, because you should have had that conversation on the field.
It's very big of you to admit that, Stanley.
We need to put
Thank
together.
you.
It was. Take a commendation dice for recognizing that. I appreciate that you're seeing this. I appreciate that we're all coming together as a team.
This may explain why you've grown so much, though.
I think it might
I
have.
did find that to be a bit strange. Yeah,
Well,
from my
now you
previous
say
tests.
that, but I also have reports here that Max's siren charms were able to give Stanley the confidence to fight the were vampire after receiving Dr. H's augmentation. So I'm wondering, Max, does your siren magic have a history of physical transmutation? Is that a thing that you have the power to do?
So yes, it's a matter of mind over matter. If I sing something and I really make someone believe it, then it can affect them physically. So basically, I just said, "Don't stop me now," and it was from there. It was just a rampage of Stanley. I honestly could scarcely believe what I was seeing.
I
Cool,
did feel like
cool.
I was starting to have a good time.
Cool.
Having a
your
good time?
power, your dossier, your personal file doesn't say anything about those powers. That I am gonna have to give you a citation for that. We really need you to be. This is a note for everyone. We need you to be very thorough in your personal evals. We just want to just so we know.
Yeah,
That's really just for everyone.
those kinds of powers can act as just like a literal catalyst to multiple, magitech and scientific concoctions. So it is very important as a safety protocol.
Now,
That's fair.
Speaking of safety protocols, I do have obviously the hot topic burned down, and I do want to figure out who
This is the hot topic.
was. Take a citation for that.
All right.
I do want to know who I really just kind of want to throw it to the group and know who is responsible, but also I do want to give a quick shout out and a commendation dice to our good friend Stanley. Stanley, you showed excellent fire safety protocols and got the team out in an organized fashion.
It was very easy since now I can collect them all in my arms.
How much larger have you gone since the start of this meeting?
Oh, I mean, at least 20%. I don't know. I figured maybe it was a Zoom thing because I'm seeing it remotely. I was like, well, not.
It's not a background effect. They're just that big.
Just kind of figured.
Like after this, like if we go for that type of party, can you like show me some workout? Like, cause you look like a personal trainer right now.
Oh, I don't really work out.
You don't
Could've
work.
fooled me.
Wait, you don't work out? We provide a
sometimes
gym
take
to
morning walks.
we provide a gym to all of our employees, and you're not taking advantage. Take a citation dice. That's poor personal development. I mean, now, granted, you do seem to be more muscle than human, so I am, I hope that you don't take that the wrong way. I am terrified of you reaching through the screen and strangling me right now. Now, I do want to know, just as a group, somebody has to be responsible for burning down this hot topic.
It was me.
Now, Max.
I listen. Well, I don't want to try and cast blame on anybody else. In my final confrontation with Dr. Kal Brutana, it was incredibly climactic and dramatic and everything. And unfortunately, the best way I had to finish him off during his last injection of his ultra serum. I took the cigarette out of my mouth and flicked it at him and ignited the gasoline, and I said, "The first rule," and then I walked out. It made more sense if you were there, but
Oh,
I
I get
I'm gonna
it.
say it. I'm gonna say it. It was very brave of you taking that kind of accountability. That shows a real respect for your authority. Take a commendation dice for that. Dr. H, I don't know why you tried to talk Max out of that. That's a citation dice for you, my friend.
I have a
That was a
question.
real moment of personal growth, and I don't feel like we should encourage that, not discourage it.
I have a
There
question.
was a fireball.
Yeah. Not to further question mission control, but I think Dr. H was trying to bring up the fact that I doused the hot topic in gasoline and threw a fireball, and that's how it came up, which is why that whole story seems a little weird.
Oh no! The fireball is what like set the scene.
Ah.
I just added to the
Oh.
explosion. Yeah.
But that's
That
it,
does
Jamie.
that does explain why it
wanna
did
give
go
you-
out of hand.
I do want to give you a commendation thank you for owning that. You know, we want to own our successes. We want to encourage that. So Jamie, take a commendation. Also take a citation. Do not ever correct me.
Well, I'm in the hot tub.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Jamie, one last question before we wrap this meeting up.
Yeah.
I do have a report that you destroyed all evidence of the research with too much enthusiasm and accidentally blew the whole facility to rubble, endangering team and harming many others in the area. How certain were you that your fireball was limited to the hot topic?
Well, as
You
the
were distracted. You were distracted.
thank you. There was a lot going on, and my burn was controlled, but as we brought up, there was an extra climactic fight scene going on that was not accounted for in my initial calculations of dousing everything in gasoline and throwing a fireball. So not to you know, I don't wanna to be the guy pointing fingers, and I'm not going to. This is just a statement of fact that you know, extraneous factors applied to my catalyst.
Understandable. That's a very fair assessment. Very fair assessment. Take a commendation dice for that. We
Nobody's
appreciate
complaining.
that's an attention to detail that I think really we as a team can all really recognize. Now,
After witnessing that, I gotta say, third greatest wizard needs to watch his back.
That's very kind of you.
You got a lot in the tank.
why don't you take a commendation dice for that kind of positive feedback and encouragement?
I still need those frogs, though.
We'll get you your frogs.
I'm just, you know, I'm just being realistic. Sorry.
No, I appreciate it. So thank you all. I think we have all the information we need to determine our steps. So what I am going to ask everyone. Now we get to the part where our algorithm, where our app is going to determine who is getting our promotion and who is getting exercised is not quite the right word because it's sort of more of a we're going to plunge you into the pit of purification, and what happens to your soul next is really anyone's guess, but it's
It's like-
probably the fairest assessment.
I mean, it's like an exorcism. We all got ghosts inside of us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's very wise.
Yeah.
So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna now we're gonna roll dice. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna roll all of your commendation dice. That is all of your blue dice. What matters is not the sum total of your results. What matters is A, the high number that you roll from 1 to 6, and B, how many of that dice you have in front of you. So for example, 3 6s, 2 5s, etc., etc., etc.
I got 3 6s.
I got 2 5s and 3 3s.
Okay.
Oh, that's just a pile.
I got 3 6s, 2 5, or no, sorry, 3 6s and not 2
Oh.
of anything else.
Okay.
All right. Well, now we're going to mess with your dice totals because you're going to roll your citation dice. Remember when I said even one citation dice could tank your entire result or do literally nothing? Here's what happened. Any single number that matches between your citation and your commendation dice, all dice of that number go away. If you roll 1 6, all of your 6s disappear. If you roll 1 5, all of your 5s disappear. All of your other citation dice that don't match one of the numbers you've rolled disappear entirely. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I rolled
Boy,
2
that's
4s and
bad
2
luck
1s.
there. I lost it all.
So that means 2 4s and 2 1s means I just take out all the 4s and 1s,
I'll
right?
take out all your 4s and 1s. Yep.
Cool.
I don't think
We
that
got a
even
lot of
technically-
3s.
actually rolled. Okay, there we go. Okay,
There we go.
so
Here's my final results.
Okay. Yeah, so once you take away any dice that match between your citation and your commendation dice, I'm going to go around the table and I'm going to ask you for 3 numbers. How many dice you have in front, how many commendation dice you have remaining in front of you after your citation dice and your commendation dice have gone away. I'm going to ask you for how many, what your high result is, and how many dice you have, how many of that high result you have. So, for example, 3 6s out of 4 dice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Max. Max, how many dice have you got? What are your numbers?
I have 5 dice, and I have 3 6s as the highest.
3 6s.
Okay, I messed
of-
mine up, but I remember it.
All right. What do you got?
I had 1 5 and 3 1s.
1 5 out of 3 dice. Jamie?
There were 4 die and 3 of them. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Jamie?
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Huh? What? I have 3 6s out of 5 dice.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. All right. What? Dr. H, what do you have?
I have 0 dice.
Great.
Oh no!
I'm so excited. All of the things that never happen in a game of Mission Accomplished have happened here.
Thank God.
I'm actually really, really happy about everything that's about to happen. So Mission Control hops back on screen. They put up their wave image, and they look furious. So you thought you could get away with it.
What?
You thought you could pull one over. You thought you could pull one over on us. Max, Jamie, our apt results indicate that because your numbers match so precisely, the only possible outcome is that you are both guilty of collusion and therefore part of the vampire conspiracy. Agents, 2 agents come in with UV guns and they grab you, they black bag the both of you, they drag you off into the night.
Oh man.
I never suspected.
We got him. Everyone, Stanley, Dr. H, we got them.
Yes. I feel so
Oh.
much safer.
Jeez.
I know, it's scary, but that's part of the job. Now, obviously, we have to suss out some things. Dr. H, your end result was 0, which means that you win. The corner office is yours. Congratulations.
Yes, I perfectly balanced as all things should be.
All things should be. All things in perfect balance. Congratulations. Enjoy the company credit card. Enjoy the parking spot. Don't scratch my car. I'm in the parking spot right next to you. If you scratch my car, I will slit your throat.
I would never.
Now, which brings us to Stanley. Stanley, obviously by now you've probably heard about the promotion.
I have.
I don't want you to be too disappointed though, because the truth is, the results of our performance evaluation have indicated that in fact you are too valuable for low risk missions such as this. You are being given Alpha Omega 7 level clearance. This is the highest clearance level that anyone in our organization can offer. Now,
What a privilege.
it is such a privilege. If you could report to the portal room, that would be great, because the truth is, you are being deployed effective immediately to hold on, I have to, it's the dimension of eternal torment. You are being sent to the dimension of eternal torment to fist fight demons for eternity. These are just the reports that I'm getting from management. I'm reading this directly. If I sound like I'm reading from a card, it's because I am. You are going to fist fight demons for eternity in the dimension of infinite torment.
Congrats, Stanley. There's nobody better equipped for it than you.
So,
Look at you.
So, given your
recommended.
size, I would-
really great.
Dr.
Congratulations. I hope-
Dr. H, you did say that this was going to wear off, didn't you?
Well, I mean, but you've had like the other serum and the siren magic, and that's not even counting the blood moon. Who knows what'll happen to you over there? You could grow even
Yeah.
larger.
So yeah, if you could just really get to the portal room like immediately, that would be great.
Oh,
They've booted up the portal and some demons have already bleed through, so we really need to get you deployed as soon as possible. But hey, listen, I hope you're proud. I hope you appreciate the level of responsibility that we're putting on your shoulder. Quite literally, the fate of all humanity rests on you and you alone.
Your massive,
Is-
massive shoulders.
does this new position come with some form of hazard pay?
No,
Any health benefits whatsoever?
actually, technically, Alpha Omega 7 agents are considered independent contractors. So we are going to have some payroll talks, but we'll sort it out. It'll be fine. You're going to get a lot of added freedom now that you're an independent in the dimension of infinite torment. Congratulations, agents. Mission accomplished. I have to tell you how excited I am that all of the things that have I want to tell you how happy I am about all the things that happened when you roll dice because it makes me extremely happy.
It is incredible.
I really dodged a bullet with the tie there.
Yeah, so
No
So
kidding.
the rule is if you match on all three numbers, which is you have the same number of dice, the same high result, and the same number of high result, then you are guilty of collusion. Because no one can tie on three things.
That's impossible.
And then if all of your dice go away, you end with a result of 0, and I've never seen a result of 0. And then to have that be the win, to be the person with the promotion, wonderful. Made me extremely happy.
And yeah, highest score gets the fate worse than death.
Get to fate worse than death.
Rip Stanley.
Because you did too good.
You did too well at your job, and therefore you get the worst outcome.
Yeah, I'd say Rip Stanley, but who knows if he can even die at this point.
Honestly,
He's gonna be the one ripping.
I was gonna say, is Stanley just Doom Guy?
You might.
Rip
You might.
hair.
Here's your helmet. Get in there.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
And we never even needed the spooky green dice.
Nope. You don't need an anarchy. I've never had to use the anarchy dice. I just include them in there as.
I guess yeah. If we got more rambunctious, I think is the idea.
Yeah, if it devolves into like a screaming match or like no one can agree on what happens, then you play the anarchy dice and then everyone gets a citation. But like to date, no one has had that happen.
I really wanted somebody to get the big citation dice.
The giant one.
You get a big old citation.
It's worth it. All right. Well, that was mission accomplished, everybody.
That's the game. It's
And-
my baby. It's my masterpiece. I
It's-
love it.
it's-
I love it to death.
Wonderful, and I'm glad I got to play it, and also glad I got to play the thing that I helped back. Surprise!
Is there a way we can direct people to it from here?
Yes, there is. You can go to
Yes.
jeffstormer.itch.io. It's available for sale in PDF. It might be available in a physical version at some point. I haven't decided yet. The
And
plan-
neither has the nation.
it was originally going to be available in softcover, but now it's not super clear anymore because some business things changed. So we will figure out how to. I want to make it available in a hard copy, but I have to figure out how to do that. So for now, you can buy the PDF of it for $12 at jeffstormer.io.
All right, and where else can we see you, Jeff? Or listen to you?
You can hear me finish my beer.
Yeah. Chug, chug, chug.
You can find me on Twitter at PartyOfOnePod. You can also go to jeffstormer.com to find information about the podcasts that I produce and the games that I design. Party of One podcast, which is an actual play podcast focused on two-player role-playing experiences. You can find that at partyofonepodcast.com. The other podcast that I produce, All My Fantasy Children, which is about character creation and role-playing games, we publish every Friday-ish at oneshotpodcast.com.
Fantastic. All right. Well, this is a pretty short stream, but you know that's we could keep playing all night if we wanted to. But I think it's probably for the best that we get back to our respective hot tubs.
Gotta
And
get back to that hot tub.
and maybe just call it a night early. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Jeff Stormer for GMing.
Thank you so much for
And-
having me on. This was a delight.
Yes.
I love playing this game. You were all a delight to play with.
This is a lot
I
of fun.
really liked it. It made me think of like the best parts of Paranoia without any of the parts of Paranoia that aren't fun.
That is, I can't tell you how good that feedback is to hear, because that is why I wrote the game, was because I wanted to. Ever since I first read Paranoia, I loved the post-mission briefing part of it. But the thing is, to get to that part in an actual game of Paranoia, you have to play through like 8 or 9 hours of Paranoia.
Yeah.
And like by the time every time I've ever played it, by the time we get to that portion of the game, I'm just tired. Like everyone's done playing and it takes like 2 minutes, and so I wanted to make a game that was just the post mission part of a game of Paranoia.
This is really, really, really cool. I like things that let you be, I guess, creative with people.
Mhm.
So like that's what this entire game's been. So it's been a blast.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it a lot. I wanted a game that was silly and goofy and easy to just like do bits for 2 hours or an hour and a half. It's my natural state of being, so I just make game. At this point, I just make games that facilitate making silly bits.
Well, mission accomplished. Oh, I said it.
Mission accomplished.
All right.
Take a commendation day.
I'm taking many. All right. That's gonna do it, everybody. I was trying to do an outro and then we kept talking, so that's fine. We're all very passionate people and we love things. You all take care of yourselves out there. B Drops is gonna be doing Art Soup on Sunday, but for now, goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much for coming.